Hi, you guys doing? You're watching Andy WTH. I'm Andy. Big Brother 18 edition, USA. And we just finished a week. Let's just kind of have a little bit of a review what I thought of the whole week and where I think it's going to go from here. All right, as we all know, Nicole won HOH this week, but she went on the Battle of the Wall. That's the one that actually James won when he did it in his season. So, let's talk about the Battle of the Wall for a minute. Basically, it was James' competition win because that type of competition is basically designed for people with light frame, not a big frame. So that's designed for him, obviously. So it was down to him and Nicole. Now, Nicole started crying. Well, not crying, but she started begging, excuse me. Oh, please let me win, James, because I want to have a letter from my family and all this stuff, right? And now remember, this is the stage of the game. There's only 7 people in the game, okay? And one guy just got back in the game, okay? The biggest threat in the game, Victor. So, all right. At that point in the game, I'm going to be thinking, okay, there's 7 people left. Okay. Myself personally, I would have said no. Hell no. Because just no, that's $500,000 and a letter, like really. But anyway, so James, of course, soft-hearted as he is, that's probably why he's not going to win. Says, "Oh, okay, no problem." But then, before he gets off of it, he says to her, "Well, as long as me and Natalie are not put up this week." Well, when you make a Final Four deal with someone and you feel that you have to make sure that you don't go up this week because you jump off, well, that's a problem, all right? That means you don't feel secure in your alliance. So if you don't feel secure in your alliance, do yourself a favor and stay on the wall, stay in the competition, because obviously you're in trouble. That's just my opinion. James, of course, a returning player, should know this. All right, so there we go. He jumps off. She jumps off. Yay, she's a winner. All right, so let's move forward a little bit. And remember, now, Nicole is now the HOH. So anyways, they're downstairs having a discussion. Then during the time that James was HOH, we're talking about who they're going to put up and this and that, and and of course, James, a returning player, opened his mouth and said, "Oh, Natalie wanted Corey out." Okay, now, by you saying that, remember, okay, who is he attached to? Nicole. And who's the HOH? Nicole. So, that kind of opened the door a little bit for Paul and Victor. They should have seen that coming a mile away as soon as he opened his mouth. So, of course, they go upstairs. They're able to convince Nicole and Corey, because they had doubts for their alliance with Natalie and James, because they put the doubt in. So, now, guess what? They got now a Final Four, but she didn't want to reveal her cards to James and Natalie. So she says, "Hey, why not? I'm going to have to put you up as a pawn, Paul, and I'm going to put up Michelle, which is her real target, which is myself personally, a waste of time in this stage of the game because she's a lone wolf." But that's what she decided to do. So she put up them to a nomination. And of course, and then during this time, this is what I find very interesting, they did not seem to go upstairs too much to speak to them, to really solidify their alliance. That would be James and Natalie, all right? Did not do anything like that. Michelle, she didn't really go upstairs to talk to Nicole too much, trying to put in her head, hey, who's the 2 biggest threat, which she's probably right, is Paul and Victor. Absolutely not. James and Natalie never really went upstairs and say, hey, you got to put those 2 guys up together so we can get rid of one of them. I didn't see that. So that was a huge mistake on their part, okay? They kind of sat back. Oh, they were complaining. Oh, she's upstairs, always up in her HRH room. Blah 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 blah. Well, if she's up there, take your two legs, go upstairs, knock on the door, and go in. Chit chat, talk game. But they really didn't do that. The only two that went upstairs with their two legs is Victor and Paul. And that is why they're still in the house this week. All right. So, anyways, of course, the veto competition, basically Nicole won with the help of her new alliance, if you want, because Corey, of course, made sure that she didn't get knocked out, because when she went for the final hit at Michelle, or a hit, and she missed. But what he did, he went a very high number on the, but it was, just to let you guys know, the competition was, they had a few stations, like one was like little stuffy little dogs running around on a little table, like they'll show like one, like there's like 10 puppies or something, then you have like a couple of others, you have to estimate how many there is. There's another one, they show like a little box with carrots, like there's like, let's say 15 in there. Then they have other boxes that are full of carrots, so you have to count there and get an estimate how many carrots there are. And there's another station, similar idea. So basically, so she was, at that point she had 2 candy canes, which was supposed to have 3, then you win the veto. So, all right. So basically what happened, Paul was folding to make sure that he didn't get knocked out, in case he was so that if his alliance member gets knocked out, at least he'll have a chance to go after Mitch or Michelle. So, excuse me. So anyway, so basically, Nicole won the veto, and she didn't use it. And then it came down to tie 2-2, and of course Nicole voted out Michelle, which was a huge mistake as far as I'm concerned, but maybe not, because just remember, guys, remember the bribe thing? So what did they decide to do? Decide to give to Victor. So that might help them out this week. We're going to see. So she gave him $5,000, which made Paul and Victor feel like safe, that they can work with them. Now we're going to see if that's going to work this week. Whoever wins the HOH, which I already know, but I'm not going to really mention it right now. It could be Corey, it could be Victor, we're going to see, or it could be Paul, James, or Natalie. Those are the only ones I can really run this week for it. So this is going to be a huge week for HOH, so we're going to see what's going to happen. I can't wait. And that's about it. So going forward from this day on, basically for the next 2 weeks, James and Natalie's game are in trouble. Absolutely in trouble. I don't know how they're going to be able to turn it around, but they're in trouble. So that's about it. So my name's Andy. You're watching Andy WTH. If you like what I do, just hit the like, and if you want to subscribe to my videos, by all means do so. Until then, we'll talk to you guys later, and thanks again. Bye.